Hello everyone, I am Adrienne Van Kuren with Tai Chi Healing Energies, and welcome to what is our 14th socially distanced or socially quarantined session. So today there's going to be a few things that we're going to look at. As always, we want to keep things nice and soft, making sure that all of our movements are originating from the feet or even the waist. The reason we're going to be paying a little bit more attention to the waist today is because that's where our Dantian is. So just to remind you, our Dantian, every person has 3 of these according to traditional Chinese medicine. That lower Dantian that you're very familiar pulling Qi energy around from, mid Dantian, and an upper Dantian. In today's practice, we're really going to be focused on that lower Dantian. So to remind you, you're going to visualize your Dantian as that ball of swirling, twirling, glowing energy in whatever your favorite color happens to be. Just something to keep in mind as we go through today's practice. So let's start off by getting nice and grounded. So while we are soft and relaxed through the body, we have our weight evenly sinking into the floor. Our head top is rising, our tailbone is tucked underneath, and we're open and rounded through all the joints. Initially, we're going to allow the arms to float up in front of us and extend, come back, and they sink back down. So then again, bring those arms up in front of the body, they extend, come back, and down. Getting that Qi energy involved, let the Qi rise up the back and over the head. Let it fill the arms, bring it back, and let it sink back to that Dantian. So a few more times, trying to get that Qi energy involved, up the head, or up the back and over the head, fill the arms, back to the shoulders, and return it to the Dantian. Couple more times, keeping things nice, relaxed, smooth, and soft. The next thing we want to do from this nice, relaxed, grounded position is allow the arms to float up in front, the palms rotate overhead, the shoulders stay dropped down, and the arms float softly out to the sides. So again, arms float up and then out to the sides. We want to get that Qi energy involved, so as the arms raise, that Qi spreads to fill the entire body, and as the arms fall, it returns to that Dantian. So again, here the arms rise, Qi fills the entire body, arms sink to the sides, Qi returns to that Dantian. Couple more times, keeping things nice, relaxed, and soft. Very nice. One last time with this motion. We want to use the momentum of the arms falling down to give us the momentum to swing out to the sides. And now we're bringing the hands down the center of the body. Getting that Qi energy involved right away. As the arms raise, Qi spreads to fill the whole body. And as they fall, we return that Qi to the Dantian. So again, Qi's filling the body. And here it's being returned to that Dantian. So a few more times like that, keeping this nice, slow, and relaxed. Really looking for the sensation of moving that Qi around. Do remember, it typically takes quite some time to be able to feel your Qi energy moving. More practice is generally what's needed. We'll do this one last time. So if you're not feeling anything, don't worry about it. This is very much we will fake it until we make it and actually feel it. So now that we've gotten the Qi energy moving, I do want to point out that when that Qi energy moves and it spreads to fill the body and closes back down to it, spreads to fill the body and closes back down to it. This can almost be likened to a heartbeat. So the same way your heart pumps and fills the body with blood and back to it, this can be the same basic way. So you really want to feel that Qi spreading and closing back down to it. This is also the Taoist concept of breathing without breathing. It's very important to a Tai Chi practitioner. Speaking of breathing, breathing real air is just as important. So let's keep things nice and relaxed as we go into our breathing sequence. Remembering at hang, we're going to gently pull the stomach in when we take air in, and at ha, we're going to let the stomach relax out as we exhale. So nice and relaxed. Hang, inhale, pull the stomach in, the arms float out to the sides, and ha. Hang, inhale, the arms cross in front, ha. Hang, keep the wrists together, flip them through, ha. Hang, inhale, arms out to the sides, ha. Hang, draw in, and ha. Gently unfold. Hang, drawing in again, ha. Hang, ha. Nice stretch up. Hang, ha. Now turning and looking to the left with the next inhale. Hang, ha. Head back to center. Hang, turning and looking right. Ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, ha. Hang, inhale, let the arms rise in front, and ha. As you exhale, drop the weight through the feet, bend to follow. Hang. As you inhale, rise very slowly from the feet. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. This time the arms cross in front of the body, your left arm to the inside, and ha. As you exhale, your left arm goes up. And hang. The arms cross in front of the body, this time the right arm to the inside, and ha. That right arm goes up. Hang. Left arms to the inside, ha. Left arm goes up. Hang. Right arms to the inside, ha. Right arm up. Hang. Ha. Hang. Ha. Hang. The arms float out to the sides. Ha. Hang. Arms cross in front again. Ha. Hang. Ha. Very nice. Hopefully that breathing is beginning to become more familiar to you with every time we repeat it. What I would really like you to look for as we go through this again is the area where I really highlighted the part where we come up, the arms cross in front. In this case, your left arm is to the inside. As that left arm goes up, your weight also shifts a little bit to your right. And then those arms cross in front again. This time your left arm, your right arm is to the inside. Then, so with the right arm going up, the right arm is to the inside. We'll shift our weight a little bit over to the left. That right arm goes up, left arm comes down. Then, as we inhale, we're pulled back to the center. This time the left arm is to the inside. As we exhale, that left arm goes up, our weight's a little bit more to the right. Then we'll be pulled back to center as we inhale, and vice versa. So that's what I really want you to focus on as we're going through this breathing sequence again. See if you can feel these weight shifts and really unify the body together. So going ahead, take just a moment to make sure you feel nice and grounded. We're relaxed, and then we'll go ahead and start. Hang, ha, 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 hang. Let the arms cross gently in front, left arm to the inside, ha, left arm goes up. Hang, the arms cross in front, right arm to the inside, ha, right arm up. Hang, left arms to the inside, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha, hang, ha. Very nice. I will say if you felt a little bit more like a beginner because we were paying careful attention, making sure that whichever side was to the inside was the hand that was going up and that we were shifting the weight. If it made you feel like you went back to the basics and you had to get in touch with the body again, that's perfectly normal. That just means that now that we are more familiar with the correct way to practice this breathing, that we put the effort into doing so to make it more effective. So as with all things in Tai Chi, the answer is always, we just need more practice. Speaking of practicing, one of the things a Tai Chi practitioner must do is learn to cultivate power. And we do that through a variety of different means. Being grounded is one of them, but really focusing on that Dantian and opening and closing from it is a way to build power. So a Tai Chi practitioner will practice Fa Jin exercises. That is spelled F-A, then another word, J-I-N. What that basically means is to build and accumulate power and then explosively let it out. We're going to be doing a little bit less exploding today and a little bit more building. So as with all things in Tai Chi, we are going to learn a physical outward motion to this, and I'll also tell you what's going on inside the body. Do keep in mind with this, I'm going to be mirroring you, which means I will ask that you do as I say, not necessarily what I do. So if there's any discrepancy in motions, that's likely why. As always, too, if you have any questions after we go through this segment, you are more than welcome to reach out to me through my website, message me, email me. However you need to, ask me these questions so that I can make sure you are really understanding these exercises. So what we'd like to do initially, we'll start off with some of the easier ones. We want to be nice and grounded. And then I'm going to have you all, or I'm going to ask that you all shift your weight over to your left, step directly forward with your front right foot. Adjust that back foot to a 45-degree angle. And we are now in bow and arrow stance. So just check in with the body, make sure you feel secure in your stance. I'm going to turn sideways just for a moment so that you have another view. Make sure the tailbone is tucked with the spine nice and straight. You're open and rounded through the joints, and yet you have a nice space between the feet. So we want to make sure we have this nice gap and we feel firm and stable in our stance. What we're going to do from the back foot, keeping the spine straight and upright, is to come forward. The arms are going to twine outwards and we're going to gather energy. And then we're going to shift the weight to the back foot, the arms twine inwards, and we release that energy. So we're going to come forward together and then move back to release. What I want you to be very careful of is that when we come forward together, the spine stays straight. Same thing when we go back. I'm going to break structure and show you what not to do. Do not come forward and lean forward. Do not come back and curve the spine back. Keep that spine straight and the head top lifting as you go forward together and back to release. So then again, forward together that energy, come back to release it. So again, gather and release. Gather, release. Let's do one more of these on this side. Gather and release. Now with the weight on the back foot, go ahead, pick that front foot up, bring it back. Now take just a moment to ground yourself here in horse riding stance. Once you feel nice and grounded, now we're going to do the exact same thing but on the opposite side. So now we're going to shift our weight over to that right, pick the left foot up, bring it directly forward, making sure that back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Take just a moment here and check in with your body. Make sure you are secure in your bow and arrow stance. Once you know that you are, we'll do the same thing here. So we'll come forward, the arms will twine outward, we'll gather that energy, we come back and we release it. So with this gathering and releasing, that correlates to an opening from the Dantian and closing back down to it. So as the arms come forward, you gather energy, your chi spreads to fill the whole body, and as you come back, it closes down to it. So your Dantian is open here, and you've closed back down to it here. So here you're open, your chi spread to fill your body. Here you've closed back to that Dantian. So again, open and closed. Come forward, open, gather, back, close. One last time on this side. Again, open and close. Go ahead and step back. If you can correlate that movement, that opening and closing from the dantian, start thinking about that as a heartbeat again. That's going to give you a really good feeling for what's going on the inside. So the next Fa Jin that I would like to demonstrate, you've actually seen before, and you have seen it and heard me call it drop arms. So what we're going to do is get ourselves nice and grounded here in horse riding stance. We're going to let that chi enter our bodies from the legs. It's going to accumulate into the dantian. That energy is going to fill the dantian. We're going to allow it to fill the arms up, and then we're going to drop them down. And again, we're going to allow the arms to fill with chi and drop them down. So here we are gathering and releasing. So gather, release. Gather, release. This is a quick open, close. Open, close. Open and close. Don't overthink it. Allow the arms to come up and drop back down. Feel that nice opening and closing. Again, opened, closed. Opened, closed. Open, closed. Do a few more of these. Make sure you are keeping that ground. Feel the connection from your grounded feet on up to the straight spine. Let's do one more of these. Allow the arms to come to a gentle stop. Now, I'm going to ask that you rub your hands together to accumulate your healing chi energy into those hands. Remember, with this, intention is everything. So we are asking that our chi energy build up in our hands, right in the center of the palms. This chi energy has incredible healing power, so the next thing we're going to do, take your hands, cup the hands on the shoulders, and I'm going to ask that you spend just a couple of moments here like this. Whether you feel anything going on underneath your hands or not, if your intention is to help soothe your shoulders, that's exactly what will happen. You might notice a sensation of softening, relaxation, or heat building underneath the hands. That's perfectly normal and is an indication that you're feeling your chi. If you don't notice or feel any of those things, again, perfectly normal, because it takes practice to be able to do so. It's a good idea to do a practice like that, rubbing the hands together and taking the hands to the shoulders, anytime we put more of a strain on something than we usually do. And I have a feeling it's been a little while since you did this and dropped your arms down. So with this, rubbing the hands together, taking the hands to the shoulders is a very nice way to thank the body for the work and stress we've just put it under. All of that being said, let's continue with these different Fa Jins. So the next one we want to do is going to be done in bow and arrow stance. So we want to take a moment, make sure we feel nice and grounded. We'll go ahead, shift the weight over to the left, step forward with that right foot. Back foot's at a 45-degree angle. And with this Fa Jin, we're going to let the hands float up in front of us. From the back foot, we shift the weight forward, the hands curve to the side, and then we'll shift the weight front again like that. So what's going on here is we are gathering that energy, and then we're releasing it. So here, we gather and release. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see a different angle of that. And again, we're going to gather that energy and then release it. Again, gathering and releasing. This motion can feel a little bit odd at first. You're probably wondering, am I doing this correctly? What am I doing with my hands? I don't look nearly as graceful as Adrienne does. Well, keep in mind that I have done quite a few more of these than you have, and that's perfectly natural. You might also be dealing with some chi blockages in the arms or the shoulders that's making it a little bit more difficult to feel this range of motion. As with all things, the more we practice, the more we'll begin to break those chi blockages down, and this motion will become more efficient and effective. In case you're just focusing on the physical motion, let me remind you that here we are gathering and opening, and here we are closing to that dantian. So that nice opening here and closed here. Do that just a couple more times on this side. And again. Shift the weight to that back foot, then go ahead, step back, take a moment. I want you to feel nice and grounded here in horse riding stance. Then we will go ahead, shift the weight over to the right, pick that left foot up, bring it directly forward, make sure the back foot's at a 45-degree angle. Then same thing on this side. We'll allow those arms to float up in front of us. We will gather that energy by shifting the weight forward, moving the arms, and then release it. So here, there's this nice gathering and then releasing. Turning to the side so you get a slightly different angle. Again, you're going to gather and release. So that correlates with an opening and then closing. So again, open from the dantian, close back down to it. Open, close. Don't overthink it. We want to try to let this happen as naturally as possible, which I know sounds counterintuitive considering that there is probably nothing that feels natural about this motion to you as yet, but given enough practice, it absolutely will become familiar. You might also notice that this motion and this exercise does not feel the same on both sides. It probably feels better and more natural to you on one side than the other. Perfectly normal. It's a sign that we're not all that equally divided in half being we like to think we are. So doing just a couple more of these, making sure we're opening from that dantian and then closing back down to it. And again, open, close. One last one. From the back foot, or with the weight on the back foot, go ahead and step back. So you have now seen 3 different types of Fa Jian. Very different motions, different lengths of exercise, different pace of exercise. However, they all have the same principle. And that principle is that your mind is on that dantian and you are opening and closing, opening and closing. That is something that is an automatic response of almost all of the motions we do in Tai Chi. We don't always know where that opening and closing is, but that doesn't mean it doesn't happen. When we can do this mindfully and effectively, that's when we're going to get the most benefit out of it. So let's go ahead, and I'd like to review all of the Fa Jians that we've seen. So doing these in a slightly different order. The first one we're going to do is going to be drop arms. So this is the one that's done in horse riding stance. We are nice and grounded here. We really want to feel that chi energy coming in through the legs, up to the dantian, overflowing that, filling those arms, letting them raise up, and then we drop them down. So then again, dropping them down. So that nice open and gentle close. So again, open, close, open, close, open, close. Let's do one more and then come to a gentle stop. Anytime you need to, please remember to rub those hands together to accumulate that chi energy. Take them to your shoulders or anywhere else that might ache. So now we're going to step into bow and arrow stance. We're going to do so with the right foot forward. So we'll start by shifting the weight to the left, bringing that right foot forward, making sure the back toes at a 45-degree angle. From the back foot, we shift the weight forward, we gather that energy, and then we release that energy. So here we come forward, we open and close. Open and close. Couple more times. Try to keep the arms nice and relaxed. One last time. From here, we'll go ahead, step back, take just a moment to feel grounded. Then we want to shift our weight over, step forward with that left foot into bow and arrow stance. From the back foot, we'll come forward, we'll gather that energy, and then release it. I'm going to turn to the side to so you have that other angle. So here we are gathering and releasing. So open and close. Open, close. One last one. Open and close. Very nice. Go ahead, step back. Take just a moment to make sure you feel nice and grounded again. And then we'll shift our weight over. I'm going to turn to the side, and I'll ask that you all step forward with your right foot. From this, the hands will float up in front. From the back foot, we'll shift the weight forward. We'll gather and then release. So again, gather and release. And that correlates to open and close. So again, open, close. Do this just a couple more times. And one last one. Shift the weight back, step back, take a moment, make sure you feel grounded here again. Then we'll shift the weight over, step forward with that left foot, make sure you're nice, firm, and secure in bow and arrow stance. The arms float up in front. From the back foot, we shift the weight forward, we gather and release. Again, gather that energy and then release it. So here we open from the Dantian and close back down to it. So that nice opening and gentle closing. Couple more times. Open, close. And one last one. As you're ready, step back, return to that nice grounded position. As always, I absolutely welcome any questions you might have about anything you've seen in this video segment. I'm also more than happy if you send me a clip of yourself, a short video, and ask me, am I doing this correctly? I promise you, I will answer you. Any help you might need on any of these moves, I am more than happy to give it. So if you have any questions on anything that we've done, please do not hesitate to ask. There's one more thing I would like to ask of you. It is that you begin to allow yourself to sit in stillness. This is something I am seeing a lot of people are craving and need. Unfortunately, society and the modern world tells us we have to be busy and go, go, go all the time. So I am making the humble request of every one of my students, of everyone that knows me, to please allow themselves to spend about 5 minutes simply sitting in silence or being. You can stand, you don't have to sit. A perfect way to incorporate this into your daily life is after Tai Chi practice. So if you have done your Tai Chi practice for the day, and it would take maybe 4 to 5 minutes to either sit and stand, meditate, pray, simply be. If you can't figure out how to do that, ask your cat or your dog, because they can probably give you some pretty good advice on how to actually relax. Other than that, I will say thank you all very much for joining me today. I hope everyone has a great day. Thank you so much.